you, Kelly. Very, very exciting, some things going on. So real fresh wind blowing. Very inspired by Don Bennett talking about the need for nourishment, daily, what we eat 365 days. But we get our nourishment in so many different ways. And this new project is called Fayetteville Community Radio. We are on the verge of having our own radio station, a radio station that is dedicated to peace, justice, and ecology. Just imagine. Imagine what that would be like. Besides KUAF and besides KXUA, the college stations, how many of you listen to commercial radio? I see a half a hand. A half a hand. And the reason why is commercial radio has been gobbled up by about 8 or 9 mega corporations. They own just about all the radio in this country. There used to be laws about that somebody could only own 8 media outlets in a community. Now that rule has gone the way of deregulation, and they can own as many radio stations as they want, as many TV stations as they want, as many newspapers as they want. These folks have no roots. In fact, I spent over 15 years in commercial radio, and I can tell you that if you walk into one of these stations, you'll be hard-pressed to find anybody there. Well, I was in radio back in the day when there were people there, when they were connected to communities. But now, these stations are all automated. You'll go into the control room, and there is not a person there. You'll find salespeople there, because they want to get commercial revenue for the stations. But there's no connection to the community that they are in, and the whole idea of serving the community is long gone. And this next clip that Joe Newman put together, I think, will demonstrate the issue.
Where's the sound?
With a great one! Sandra Fluke is having so much sex, she can't afford it. It makes her a slut, right? Makes her a prostitute.
Broadcasting from the intersection of spirituality, social justice, and the environment. We'll bring you the things you need to hear. Unfortunately, I think most of us know what corporate radio sounds like, and I suspect that's why there was only, barely any hands for true listens to corporate radio. But what would community radio actually sound like? Unless you've been one of the very few who have been lucky enough to listen to a real community radio station, you might not know. When you get ordinary folks together, when you get your friends and neighbors together, what can they do on the radio? Well, we'd like to show you. You might just kick back, relax a little bit, close your eyes to savor the moment if you'd like, because you're about to hear the very first broadcast of Fayetteville Community Radio.
Lean forward slightly, look straight at your speaker, and listen with a sparkle in your eye, as though you might be thinking, See, this is the most wonderful thing I've ever heard in all my life.
Low-power community radio has no hype. It's got no sales pitch. It's like slow food, delicious and nourishing from the grassroots. Oh, yeah.
My name is Hadi Newmark, and I support community radio because I feel that we need to still the void that corporate-driven music and news has to offer us. We need to hear the voice of the people, which is in music, which is in news, and in spoken word, and that's a true reflection of community.
My name is Don Bennett, and I'm with Tricycle Farms. And what I think about radio today is it just seems to be all things. All the music, all the commercials are decided by somebody that doesn't live here. Decided by polls that don't really take into account what politicians want and what people in Fayetteville want to listen to. And maybe it doesn't account for sovereignty of radio so that we can make our own choices.
I'm Chad Pollack, and I believe in community radio because if we want a truly participatory democracy, then we need a participatory media. Community radio lets us create and disseminate our own information.
My name is Olivia Hines, and I know community radio will become the glue that binds us together through hearing about events, sharing personal experiences, and expanding our knowledge.
Bienvenidos a Radio Comunitaria de Fayetteville. Esta radio es muy importante porque nosotros decidimos cuál es el contenido de nuestra radio, no como los medios de comunicaciones corporativos que ellos deciden qué transmitir. Así es que anímate y únete. Y yo soy Fernando García.
My name is Mayor Lionel Jordan, and I appreciate and fully support the efforts of federal residents to secure a license and operate a low-power FM community radio station. Our community thrives on a diversity of voices, and we take pride in our local musicians and storytellers. I see this as a companion to public access television. It can only enrich our community conversation.
This is David Nelson, and I believe that Fayetteville Community Radio will offer an opportunity for the voiceless to find an avenue to express what's really important locally.
Radio for the people.
My name is Kelly Mulholland. I had the great pleasure of visiting a Florida station in Sarasota called WSLR. They've been doing exactly what we're trying to do for 6 years now, and I got to see a community that had been transformed by a local radio station.
Kara Baker, I'm editor of the Free Weekly. I think community radio serves to enhance already existing community media, and you can never have enough community voice.
I'm Jan Jarvis. You know, the beauty of community radio is that it can be anything you want it to be. Let your imagination go. We're giving you a place where you can have fun and play. You can bring your own ideas here and make them into anything that you want your community to hear.
If Fayetteville had a community radio station, we could put on all different kinds of programs, and there could be one just for kids. If there was a program for kids, what would you like to hear on the radio?
I would like to hear some really good songs and really good songs that kids really like.
Okay. Do you have a favorite song?
The Ring of Fire.
What does radio look like? What does radio look like? Your what radio looks like.
I'm Dick Bennett. If anything unifies people, it's our mutual understanding, our awareness that our society needs much improvement. But the other thing that unifies us
is that most of us are prepared and yearning to make our society better. And radio, all of our musicians, our artists, our painters, our dancers, well, even dancers, are going to be here trying to make our world better.
That's what radio would sound like.
We would like to just prove to you that this was not made by clear channel flunkies in New York City or California or anything like that. This was actually a conspiracy of your friends and neighbors. We'd like to ask the members of the Fayetteville Community Radio Committee that are here to please stand up. We'd like to invite all of you to join us so that your voice can be heard too. And Moshe will be going into how you can be part of this.
Great. Don, if you would, maybe you can hand out some of those information sheets as I'm speaking. Maybe hand them out at the ends of the tables. You can pass them along. The most exciting thing about this project is, well, let me digress just for a moment. This is a rare window of opportunity. In most cases, the airwaves belong to the rich and the powerful. I mean, it takes a lot of money to start a radio station, a regular radio station. First, it takes a fortune just to get in the right position to apply for one of these licenses. You can't get into one of these deals for under $500,000 or $1 million to start. I'm serious. And when these stations are sold, when these licenses are sold by people that no longer want to do them, I mean, they sell them for millions of dollars, not even the facility. I mean, just the call letters and the license is like selling an alcohol license, but like a gazillion times, more valuable. So the FCC, in some kind of strange wisdom, and I don't know what got over them, but I'm really glad it did, has decided to offer nonprofits a shot at low power FM. LPFM. And these are small 100-watt radio stations. These are not super powerful stations, but enough that it can blanket a community like Fayetteville. And even with the opportunity to have boosters along the way, so who knows, we could even be getting into Johnson or Goshen or, the sky's the limit. But imagine a station that is dedicated to peace, justice, and ecology, that promotes those tenets, that's non-commercial, that you won't hear, pitches for this, that, and the other, and it will be broadcast by usins. Anybody that wants to come along, if you're a musician, if you're an artist, you want to have a talk show, you want to do a book review, you want to, whatever you want to do, as long as it promotes, is within the context of peace, justice, and ecology, or let's say it doesn't go against those tenets, you would be welcome to do it. This is a fabulous opportunity. You know how many musicians are alone in Fayetteville that never, ever, ever get heard? And they've got 10 CDs and, gazillion songs, and at the very best, maybe they'll get to play maybe George's or, some other local venue. Would love to be heard on the radio. Well, this is an opportunity for them. It's an opportunity for so many of us to express ourselves, to share what's going on in our community, issues that affect us all, that enrich us all, that feed us all. So just like what Don Bennett is doing with Tricycle Farms, we can do this in a different way with Fayetteville Community Radio. The catch is that it is going to take some money. And I'm not talking $500,000, but some money. Our initial fundraising goal is to raise $8,000. And we figure we're going to need about $3,000 to $5,000. This is the biggest chunk of that money will be for an engineering study. The window of opportunity for application will be 1 week. In this 1 week, we have to have everything ready and all the T's crossed and all the I's dotted and submit that application. That includes an engineering study that shows where the signal is going, making sure it doesn't overlap with anybody else's signal so that we're clear and free to do what we want to do. The other $3,000 as part of that initial fundraising goal is to get more station equipment. By the way, if you look at your sheet, if hopefully everybody has one at this moment, you'll see a picture of Kelly, smiling face there in front of a microphone. And we already have basically a station. Now we need to get some more equipment in place to get ready for broadcast quality. But right now, we are starting as part of our mission to have educational workshops to teach folks who want to have radio shows to produce their own radio shows, so that when we get the license, we'll be ready with a whole staff of people that have great ideas and already have projects in the works that will be ready for broadcast. And this is going to happen probably in October. It's going to be in the fall. So we need to get about $8,000. Now I have some really, really, really good news. An anonymous donor has stepped up and offered us $3,000. Can I hear it for $3,000? However, this is a matching grant. So what I'm putting out to y'all is that for every dollar you give, up to $3,000, it will be matched. If you give 10, it'll be 20. If you give 50, it'll be 100. Up to $3,000. So if you plan on giving money to Omni tonight, and I know Omni's always strapped for cash, and I'm not trying to cut into any profits that Omni sorely needs. But if you want to write a check, if you want to make a donation tonight, earmark it radio. Just write radio on the check. Or if you've got a $100 bill, write radio on that $100 bill. Put your hands on the radio and feel the vibe. But any donation, $5, $10, whatever you can afford to give would be greatly appreciated. We'd like to be ready with that engineering study. So come the fall, we're going to be ready. We're going to get that license. We're going to have that application approved. And hopefully before the year is out, there will be Fayetteville Community Radio. And I invite you all to come when the breakout session starts. If you're interested, if this whets your appetite, join us and we'll tell you how you can participate. And thank you very much. Thanks, David. Thanks, Kelly, and all the people that are on the radio committee. Thank you, Glenn. And thank you, Omni, for wanting to apply for this license.
Thank you both for that. All right. Well, so we have another group coming, and this one, Joanna Pollock spoke to us a little bit earlier about how critical the environment is at this very time in history. And luckily, Omni has a very strong environmental committee called Omni 350, and it's been around for a good while. We're going to get a little history and a little bit of update from the committee. So I'd like to introduce Shelley Bonuto, Robert McAfee, Joanna Pollock, and myself. And that's everybody. Please come on up. Robert, where are you? I don't see you yet. There he is. There he is. And we've got a little presentation. There's Joanna. Is everybody involved? We're going to have to share.
Between Kelly and me, who's going to go going up and down. Omni 350 started 6 years ago. There's quite a history to it. I'm new to it. I've found it's been an incredible privilege to follow in Robert's footsteps. Our mission is to educate ourselves and our Kansans about the realities of climate change. That can sound really dire. And we found actually there's a lot of good stuff that is happening. More and more people are becoming aware. Legislation has been is going to be presented in Arkansas at the state level to promote alternative energies. There's possibly legislation that's going to be coming at the national level to promote a carbon fee and dividend. We want to get right away to the history. You all know Kelly, Joanna, and Robert. Let's start.
Do a little dance here. Well, I just wanted to catch you up on a little bit of history. This all started in 2006, and it was very much on the heels of the Inconvenient Truth movie with Al Gore, which I remember Don and I were just awestruck by that movie, and it just changed our whole world. And we felt like when we walked away from that movie, we said, well, we have to do something. We've got to do something. So very naively, we thought that somehow or another we could get Arkansas to create a carbon caps program, to cap carbon emissions. And we called together a meeting of people, and we had a big meeting at our house, and these folks were here, and a bunch of other folks were there, and it started this group. And lo and behold, it's still intact this day. I'm so thankful to all the people that followed me after that. So, so I want to go on with what happened. The result of that meeting, it turned into this committee was very instrumental in helping to initiate a Arkansas Governor's Commission on Global Warming, along with the folks in Little Rock. And spring of 2007, Governor Beebe signed legislation creating the Global Warming Commission. Two of the active members on our committee, and by the way, we've had several different names. We started off as the Carbon Caps Task Force, and then we became the Climate Change Task Force, and now it is OMNI 350. So if you're confused, I understand. But so we created that commission along with some folks in Little Rock, and we were honored that two of our members were actually on the commission, Art Hobson and Robert McAfee, and it was very fruitful. But I said we started out very naively, and what we didn't realize is this is a long haul effort. This is confronting climate change is not going to happen real quick. And I'm so thankful to the people up on this stage for keeping this organization alive and in good hands. There's really not enough I can say. So thank you, all three of you.
Well, after the commission presented its report to Governor Beebe in the fall of 2008, we needed to publicize the information that was gathered. And with the encouragement of Dick Bennett, we started up a monthly newsletter called 350 ppm, which is a magical number for climatologists. It's the number which many experts believe we need to reduce our carbon dioxide level to in order to keep our planet from literally burning up. And so, in order to promote the work of the Arkansas Global Warming Commission, with the support of the OMNI Center with a grant, and also a grant from Al Gore's Climate Project, we created Repower Arkansas and created a road show around the state.